Hey everyone, YouTube, it's Giles here. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. So, this is a video that I don't even know if I'll upload it. Well, I mean, if you're watching it, obviously I did fucking upload it, didn't I? I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood, and I'm going to share it with you, whether you like it or not. It's one of those things that's been building for a couple of weeks now, and I'm just getting to the point now where I'm like, it's really on my mind tonight. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to release the hounds and deal with the aftermath in the morning. So, I guess a lot of it started with my broken foot. If you don't know, you know now. I broke my foot. I was playing badminton and I jumped very, very high and landed very, very badly. And I broke my ankle, broke some toes, and there is rumours that I broke my foot as well. But that's only being considered after the fact. It's really weird. I smashed my foot into the ground, and all they wanted to scan, the X-ray, was the ankle. And I'm like, all right. There is more though. My leg doesn't end at the ankle, you know. But yeah, it was a very very bad break or breaks, and my foot very well may never be the same again. So that's not fun. But we're like week 7, I think now, and I pretty much got my mobility. My foot in my head, my foot has got a health bar, like it runs out throughout the day, and it runs out a lot faster than the rest of me does. I can be out and about doing stuff, and I'm just like, my foot is out of power. I need to go home and recharge it. But it's been, it's been a very, very vulnerable time for me, and it sucks because it happened when things were going very well. But thankfully, I work from home, so it just means that things have been able to go even better, but I can't go out, and that's kind of messed me up a bit because a lot of you guys know I go out for walks 2-3 times a day. I think it's, especially if you're working at the computer, working from home, I think it's important to keep that up. And I've never really properly been housebound before. During lockdown, I was busy either defying the rules or I was actually a key worker during that. I could have given a more less incriminating answer, couldn't I? I was actually a key worker during lockdown, so I didn't really, feel it as much. But this is like the first time that it's just like, no, Giles, sit down. You can't go anywhere. Fuck, and it got me thinking about a lot of things, and it got me thinking about when. Don't you blunk at me. But when I was younger, when I first came onto YouTube, I think it was like the summer holidays. I just sort of, on a whim, fancied being alone for a couple of months, as we all do. I don't know. But I started being on YouTube, and things were going great, and things were very, very enjoyable. But YouTube, this is what, 2 years' time, this channel will be 20 years old. And I'm sort of like, fucking hell, and it's still barely moving. And the only engagement I get is from unhinged psychopaths, there's just, percentage-wise, that's not really all that fair. You usually expect, you got 1,000 viewers. One of them is completely mental. So you get 10,000 viewers. 10 of them is completely mental. I've got 3 viewers. 2 of them are mental. Okay, that's not literally, but it's pretty fucking close. And when you're in a situation like that, you have to accept yourself as a common denominator. You have to, because it is, I've had content troubles for as long as I can remember here on YouTube, hence why there's like been no traction. But it's I can't help but go back over it now because everything else is doing so well. I'm like, everything else is doing so much better, but fucking YouTube is still dragging its belly. And so I'm like, how do I actually make the cogs turn on this fucking thing? Because people talk about engagement and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you need some engagement to riff with, to build off, But like, I'm getting fucking nothing, and it's to the point where I can't. I'm not gonna like blame viewers or anything, because half of them don't even know I make fucking videos anymore. They don't know I'm making anything. Like nothing tells them. I'll be like, oh, I made this video the other day, and they're like, well, I have no idea. It's funny how that works, isn't it? The market is, I get it, it's saturated. People subscribe to a lot of things and it makes things harder to keep up with. But I'm sort of like, I don't know, I feel like I could take that if it wasn't for the fact that only mental people can't. I'm sorry, by the way, if you are a regular viewer and are not completely mental. But like, why is it that like I'm getting zero engagement other than people who eat wallpaper for a living? I just don't get it. I'm sort of like, is there some kind of mental convention? And they're all passing out my URL. Go, you gotta go here. Are you crazy? You talk to the moon? Talk to this big forehead. He'll help you out. And I'm sort of, I think there is a degree of, because when I say mental, by the way, I mean fucking abusive. And I think there is something hand in hand with appearing passive. And I do have a habit of like trying to be soft and fluffy. It's like I've got boogie syndrome. And when really, I feel like I should tell you guys to go fuck yourself more often. Even the people I like. And not because I actually want you to fuck off or anything like that. I just feel like it's healthy. I feel like there's a degree of good health in telling one another to go fuck themselves from time to time. It's just, am I mad for thinking that? Because I feel like you get these people in life that are so fucking batshit crazy with their ideas, and they fucking hate being challenged to the point that they will actually leave if they're challenged, right? And I feel like people see me and they basically go, here's a completely soft muppet that will just absorb my shit like fucking Andrex, I just, is it Andrex or is it Andrews? I'm not sure. I don't get that particular brand of toilet paper. But I just like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I feel like an easy target. I feel like an easy target from, and I understand, we talked a lot about autism on this channel. I know that's an autistic trait. Actually, both of these things are an autistic trait. The unhinged bastards that sort of try and take advantage of someone who appears passive and the person who is passive. These are like, it's like the positive and the negative smashing together. And I guess I'm not sure what there is to do about it when I'm sort of like, well, something's got to be done about it. I feel like this video in and of itself is doing something about it. It's sort of, I think the passive nature, I forget who I saw discussing this, the passive nature sort of, a lot of it comes from people who are autistic, undiagnosed autistic, and they basically grow up to feel like they're not, they don't fit into the world around them, so they try and they mask. They sort of try and make themselves appear softer than they actually are. Because I think that's the thing that's been frustrating me recently, is that it's the reflection of when I first started YouTube. YouTube helped me be myself. It helped me find who I was. And then I would take that person into my daily life so that I could actually be me in public. And I mean, it's beautiful. It was a very therapeutic. You know, it's like the modern version of talking into a mirror, and it just seems like over time, I'm just not that real on YouTube anymore. And I think about how I am in my daily life. I tell you what, I think about how I am when I'm alone, and this is. I'm sitting there calling everyone crazy. I'll tell you something, I am a hoot when I'm alone. And the amount of shit that I talk, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I should be recording this. But I'm like, how do I record it? You know, I can't. It's like, all right. Say I'm sorting through my coins, and like I invent a new national anthem for Germany, and I'm really getting into it, you know, and I'm like, fucking hell, like, this is either amazing or hilarious, I can't tell. But then, if I grab my phone, it's like you spoil the moment, you know what I mean? Like, you hit record, and then I'm like, right, time to be continue being spontaneous, or you know, how can I repeat what I just did, or recreate that moment? You know, it's gone. There was no camera watching me, you know? But I'll work on it, you know. It's definitely something to think about. But you know, it's just frustrating how it seems like, you know, I guess it's the nature of being so resigned to YouTube being so fuck that it does affect. Like, as soon as I turn on the camera, so I can't hit record, and I already have no faith in the productivity of anything I could say or do in the video. It's like the channel has been failing for nearly 2 solid decades, and I'm just sort of like, you know, sort of, it's like job done. It's like, if I don't know if any of you watch wrestling. There's this wrestler called Sid. He passed away a couple of days ago, so what I'm about to say is really in poor taste. But Psycho Sid, Sid Eady, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Sid Vicious, Sid Justice. There's all the things he'd be known as. Tall man, long bastard. When he's not in the mood, you really know he's not in the mood. Because the thing is, he's like this big fucking bastard that can like throw people around easily because he's massive. But like, when he is not in the mood to put on a show, you know, as a wrestler, it's written all over his face. Like it's quite amazing actually, because when he's trying to entertain, you know, his finishing move is the power bomb. So he'll pick them up and slam them down. And if he's in the mood to play, he does all the you know stuff. And if he's not feeling it, if it's just job done to him, his face does nothing. It's just like, it's like this epic finishing move, but his face just sort of looks like, it's just so like, I think that's sort of a lot of the things that's cursed how I appear on YouTube. And I just sort of, I think a lot of that has come down to this sort of weird lighter touch, Giles Light, that seems to have evolved over the years. But I feel like I'm like stoking this fire in myself in like every other thing I do, and like like I then come back to YouTube, my old shack that I used to live in, and I'm just like, man, this place is a shithole. Yeah, it's a serious shithole, and I really got to do something about it, quite frankly, and I think it starts with this, and I don't even know what I'm proposing. I mean, we're gonna, you know, I've been making some regular uploads. The regular uploads were distancing myself from engaging in YouTube, which is really the opposite thing that I should be doing. But I was kind of just tired of hurting myself, you know. But as well, I have an issue with regularity. That sounds like a comment about my bowels, but it's not. And that's like, I like making series of things. I like making, you know, like a type of video that I can continue. But the problem is, because I have the brain of a cheese sandwich, I will, I will like make one episode and I'll be like, look, I made an episode. Look, I made an episode of a completely different series. Hey guys, I'm back after 6 months of not making any content. Here's the first episode of an idea. I hope we'll have another one. You know, I think like making things in bulk just seems like the way to go. And I was gonna like branch out to like doing live stream, but live streaming terrifies me. Nothing frightens me more than live streaming. I'm sort of like, I'm thinking of like all the things I could say wrong in a live stream, and you can't edit it out. Whew. Which is really weird because I do these long form videos all the time, you know, so I shouldn't really be that afraid of it, you know. But I am going to do poetry videos. I don't know if my poetry friend is watching, but I'm going to do more of those. But again, I'm going to record them in block. I'm going to have like a whole day of poetry, and then you know, then upload it, split it into episodes. I'd like to do more, you know, like pictures and animation, stuff like that, but I've got to evaluate how much time I got in the day and stuff like that. Also, I want to do more guitar videos, but I don't know how to do them, because I was like, well, I could play the different guitars in a video, but I'm like, if I do it all in one day and then split the videos up over a series of weeks, it'll just look like I'm not getting better. It'll just be like the same playing quality all the way ahead, you know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I think. Call me mental. I know I've called a lot of people mental in this video, but call me mental if you want. But I think I'm making lemonades. Lemonades out of these lemons? That's the one. Yes. I'm taking some lemons, the foot-breaking, might be on a cane for the rest of my life and a few more years sorts of lemons, and I'm making the AIDS with it. You know? AIDS for everyone. I will talk to you guys real soon. I'm sorry this video wasn't like really like conclusive, you know. It wasn't like, oh, this is what's happening, that's what's happening. I think I just wanted to say fuck, really. I just wanted to say fuck, because there's been a lot of fuck going on recently, and if you say it, you can fuck it. Yes. I will talk to you guys very soon. Take care of yourselves. Do you know what? I've got to stop saying like, "Hey everyone, this is Giles. How are you guys doing?" Because that's all. It's all part of it. Isn't it? It's all part of the shit.